Hello everyone, Donald Trump here. I wanted to take a few minutes to share my thoughts on the recent developments in the Young Thug and YSL RICO case. As many of you know, the famous rapper Young Thug was arrested earlier this year, along with dozens of other alleged members of his record label Young Slime Life YSL, on charges of violating the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations RICO Act. This is a very high-profile and controversial case that has captured national attention. Young Thug is one of the biggest names in hip-hop, and the RICO charges against him and his label have huge implications. Are they really a criminal street gang, as the prosecutors allege, or is this an overreach by law enforcement, targeting rappers for their art and lifestyle? Well, I've been following this case closely, and I have to say, I have some strong opinions on it. As someone who has been targeted by law enforcement and the justice system myself, I can relate to what Young Thug and the others are going through. This RICO statute is a very powerful tool that prosecutors love to use, even when the evidence isn't always clear-cut. You know, I was the subject of a RICO case back in the 1980s. They tried to take me down using that same law. But you know what happened? I beat it. Because the truth is on my side. And I think that's what's happening here with Young Thug and YSL. From what I've seen, the prosecutors are really stretching to try to tie these guys to actual criminal activity. Sure, the lyrics and social media posts might sound violent and gang-related. But that's the nature of hip-hop. It's artistic expression, not a confession of crimes. I know a thing or two about inflammatory rhetoric, and I can tell you, just because someone says something provocative doesn't mean they're a hardened criminal. In fact, I was watching Adin Ross's stream the other day, and I heard him talking about this case. And you know what he said? He said, Young Thug is one of the most talented artists of our generation. This RICO case is some bull. Now, Adin Ross is a smart young man, and I have to agree with him on this one. Look, I'm not saying Young Thug and the others are completely innocent. Maybe they've done some shady things in the past. But that doesn't mean they're running a criminal organization. The prosecutors need to show clear evidence of that, and so far, I'm not convinced they've done that. And you know what else bothers me about this case? The way they're treating the defendants. I mean, look at them, they're in jail, facing life sentences, just for being associated with Young Thug. That's not justice, that's persecution. These are human beings, with families and careers and lives outside of this alleged gang. They deserve fair trials, not to be thrown in prison on dubious charges. Now, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this. They're going to say, oh, Trump is just defending his fellow celebrity. But that's not it at all. I'm defending the principles of due process and the presumption of innocence. Those are values that are fundamental to our justice system, and they apply to everyone, no matter who you are or what you're accused of. And let me tell you, if I was still in the White House, I'd be all over this case. I'd be putting pressure on the prosecutors, demanding they show their evidence. Because this is the kind of abuse of power that I fought against every single day as president. And I'm not going to stand by and let it happen, not to Young Thug, not to anyone. So that's my take on this whole situation. I think the prosecutors need to tread very carefully here. They're treading on some very dangerous ground, both legally and politically. And if they're not careful, they could end up doing more harm than good, not just to Young Thug and YSL, but to the entire criminal justice system. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks for watching,